All right, here we go. Okay, this is another episode or video. I should say, not really an episode, but video of an album review. This is the album review for Americana. I can't even talk. By the way, my name is Eric, and I have Expiring Music Writer YouTube channel where I review albums, concerts, movies, a little bit of everything. I do a little bit of religious stuff, a little bit of everything, and just yak. I have a just yakking segment that I do. But anyways, on 5/31, May 31st of this year, I reviewed American Aquarium's Slappers, Bangers, and Certified Twangers, Volume 1, which is a thing that they started earlier this year, where they did covers of 90s country music. On the first album they covered, Queen of My Double Y by Sammy Kershaw, Should Have Been a Cowboy, Toby Keith. What else did they cover on that? There's 10 of them. But this is a volume number 2. And if you want to watch volume number 1, just go to look up Expiring Music Writer, American Aquarium, and it should pop up. Please subscribe. I'm trying to get my subscribers up. But anyways, currently the members of American Aquarium, if you don't know who American Aquarium, they are a band, what I call a roots country, roots rock band out of North Carolina. They play a lot in Texas and kind of the outsiders, what I call the outsiders for red dirt or Texas country. But American Aquarium is fronted by B.J. Barham, and then there's Shane Boker. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Hopefully I am. If not, let me know. Alden Hedges, Rhett Huffman, Neil Jones on steel, and Ron Johnson on guitar. I don't know if that's still current. Let me know if you know, because I don't know for sure. But anyways, like I said, they did. What happened was during the pandemic of 2019 and 2020, BJ would get on Facebook Live and do a bunch of these 90s covers. And what I liked about him, and I said this previously in the other album review, is what I liked about him is he, like a lot of artists that red dirt and Texas country, Oklahoma music, grew up on Steve Earle, Guy Clark, Towns Van Zandt, that type, Bob Childers and Tom Skinner and that type of music. And what I love about BJ is he said he didn't grow up on that stuff. He goes, I grew up on 90s country, which is really pretty cool because from what they do now to 90s country, yeah, I'm a 90s kid. If you can see my shirt, it's a Nickelodeon shirt I bought at Walmart the other day. Hey Arnold, it's got Hey Arnold, Rocco Modern's Live, Angry Beavers, and Rugrats at the bottom. But anyways, I'm getting off track. I usually do. But anyways, I know we're always going with that. Let me get a drink. Maybe I can think. But anyways, so, and he started doing these covers. I know he did Toby Keith, Should Have Been a Cowboy, which was the most played song on the radio of the 90s. And I can't believe I was watching, what was I? The Chase. Yeah, the Chase. I don't know if you've seen this. The Beast. It's a a trivia show with Brooke Burns as a host, and there's 3 people, and one of them was named the show that Miss Kitty was a saloon person or something. I could not think of it, and there that is relative to Toby Keith, because that's what should have been a cowboy mentions Gunsmoke. But anyways, I know I'm getting off track. Anyways, he also did John Deere Green, they did, American Aquarium did Joe Diffie. I love Joe Diffie. I'm also a songwriter. I'm in the current stages of writing a song called Take Me Back to the 90s, where it kind of name drops, excuse me, a lot of 90s country stuff. But anyways, let's get started. I do a lot of album reviews. I'm going to do more. I used to write them and do it on Facebook, but it's a lot easier to do it like this. But Slappers, Bangers, and Certified Twangers Volume 2 has another 10 tracks on it from the 90s. I mean, all songs from the 90s. And it kicks off with Mark Chesnutt, which I love. I've seen him 3 times in concert. I've never met him. I want to. With his Bubba Shot the Jukebox last night. Great country song. Especially that 90s, you know. It came out in 92 off his, it was released on, Certified, this album was actually released on the 10th of this month. So it's really not that old. I mean, a couple weeks old. And this was a lot easier for me to review since I knew all the songs. I said, I grew up in 90s country, so, I mean, you know. There's a few songs I'd love for them to do. I want them to do Fancy by Reba McEntire. Cowboy Take Me Away by the Dixie Chicks or the Chicks Now. And there was a few other ones I'd want them to do. But anyways, I actually put that on Facebook and the band actually liked it, which was pretty cool. But anyway, Bubba Shot the Jukebox. It was on his, it's written by Dennis Lind. And he actually had a few songs on the first volume of Slappers, Bangers, and Certified Twangers. It was on his second album, his Long Necks and Short Stories. It's about a guy that shoots a jukebox because it played a sad song. I mean, pretty self-explanatory, you know. Then on the second song, That Ain't My Truck. I love that song, great sing-along song. Red Atkins, he co-wrote it with Chris Waters and Tom Shapiro. He's a big songwriter at Nashville. It was on his debut album in 1994, 1,000 Memories. Yeah, 94. But, I mean, that's another pretty much self-explanatory song about a guy that a girl that's dating 2 guys ends up not being him, and he wants to go in there and, you know, but he don't. Then on third album or track is Independence Day. And what I've said this too on the other album or other Volume 1 review is I loved that he didn't leave out the girl singers, female singers. Now, I'm not trying to be whatever, sexist or not, but you know, because a lot of people would just do male stuff and they didn't. You know, they did a few other songs on here I'm going to mention. And on the other one, Trisha Yearwood, but the third one is Independence Day. Great song. You probably couldn't get that song on the radio now with the way things are going. Not trying to start any shit. I'm just saying, you know, with its content, it's about a little girl or boy that ends up burning her dad in a house fire because it beats up the mom. I mean, I like that stuff, but I mean, you probably couldn't get it done today. Couldn't play it on radio today. Especially in liberal states. But anyways, I'll shut up now. Independence Day. It was written by Gretchen Peters. It was on Martina McBride's 1993 album, The Way That I Am. It was on her second album. Then on the fourth album, probably one of my favorite songs of the 1990s, Strawberry Wine. It's about a girl losing virginity, you know. And that's what I love about what they call that poetic license, I think is what they call it. Where you twist the words just a little bit to, get, but I mean, you understand what it is. But it was recorded by Dina Carter. I'd love to see her. I hadn't seen her yet. Hopefully I'll get to. It was written by Gary Harrison and Berg was the last name. It was on her 1996 debut album. Did I shave my legs for this? I hadn't seen her, like I said before. Love to. And then on halfway through the album, it's Small Town Saturday Night. That's just a great sing-along to ride around in a pickup truck. It was recorded. Yeah, I talk a lot with my hands when I do this. Small Town Saturday Night. It was on Hal Ketchum's second album, Past the Point of Rescue. It was written by, let's see if I wrote it down, Pat Alger and Hank DeVito. But like I said, great sing-along songs, Small Town Saturday Night. I mean, just one of them sing-along songs. I love it. One of my buddies, he does it all the time when he plays live around where I live. And the next song, sorry, I keep saying album. Next song is Watch Me, and I honestly forgot about this song. It was a Lori Morgan song, and I completely forgot about this song. I think it was recorded on 1992's her third album. It was written by Tom Shapiro, Gary Burr, which I think he had a few too on the volume 2, and that's who. It's about a girl leaving a man. I mean, and the man won't think she will, and he proves her wrong. I mean, it's just like I said. I forgot about that song. And then on the seventh song, another great hit back from John Anderson's "Money in the Bank," which honestly I didn't think John Anderson was from the '80s. I mean, recorded in the 80s. I thought it was always 90s. And I did some research, and it was actually on his 13th album. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, yeah, 13th album, Money in the Bank, about a girl. He wouldn't give up all the money, take all the money in the bank to give up the girl. It was written by Mark Sanders, John Jarrett, and Bob DePiro. He's a pretty big songwriter too out in Nashville. It was 1993. The 8th song, part of my favorite song on here, which is a Texas songwriter, and I love Texas songwriters. Radney Foster's Nobody Wins. It's just an argument between two and a couple, and no one's gonna win no matter what the outcome is. Great song. Radney Foster, it was on his, he co-wrote it with Kim Ritchie. It was on his debut solo album, Del Rio, Texas, 1959. Now, Radney Foster was part of Foster and Lloyd. They had Texas in 1880, was their big hit. But then he went out on his own, later on. That song is a great album. I mean, that great album. Del Rio, Texas, 1959, great album. Great album. My favorite song, I think, by him on that album is Closing Time. Anyways, I'm getting off track again. I normally do that. Anyways, and then the 9th album, this was the hardest one to really compare what it was about. I got out of the deal, and you can say what you want to say. It's about like her perfect lover, dreaming of a perfect lover, and where they, hung out and all this. It was called Maybe It Was Memphis. Now I may be totally wrong. To me it's like poetry. You get what people. I can't remember what artist said it. Said you can write a song or sing a song, and there'll be 5,000 reasons why people like that song. It was written or recorded by Pam Tillis, which is Mel Tillis' daughter. I think Mel Tillis died a few years back. He was a great songwriter too, great country singer. I never got to see him. I'd love to. It was written by Anderson Michael James. I never heard of him. I'll have to look him up. The last album, or last song, I keep saying album song, which he did a great job on this, is Winona Judd's No One Else on Earth. He did a great job, BJ. Well, they all did, but BJ, like I said, I was really surprised on the first volume of Slappers, Bangers, and Certified Twangers, like how different it was and how original they made it, And it's the same thing with this album, or volume 2. It was written by Jill Colucci. I don't know how to say that. Colucci, and Stuart Harris and John Lober. Never heard of them. It came out on August 25th, 1992. It was on, I think it was on her first solo album. She was with the Judds, her and her mother, Naomi Judd, and then her sister, Ashley Judd's a actress. But like I said, great stuff coming from American Aquarium. Like I said, before the first volume came out, I was really apprehensive about how good it was going to be, because I'm like, a lot of times I don't care for the covers. It takes certain different people to do a really good job on a cover. Like a lot of and I hate to say this because I love Hank Williams Jr., but a lot of the covers he does, I do not care for. He goes way off on it, but that's just me though. That's just my own opinion. But like I said, my name's Eric. That's it for this one. Check out American Aquarium if you haven't. I'm sure they'll be coming out with a new album anytime soon, or pretty quick. They've actually had 3 albums this year already, so I don't know. They had the 2 Slappers, Bangers, and Certified Twangers and Day Trotter sessions, which I don't think there was any actual new songs. It was all other recorded stuff. But look for other videos on an aspiring music writer YouTube channel. I'll be doing Nickelback's Silver Side Up 2001 album. I'll be recording that here in a little bit, so look for that. Look for my Dream Big, Walk by Faith. I've got one called Do Y'all Believe in Angels? And then I've got another one, This World Needs More Kindness. Like I said, I'm going to be doing more and trying to get this built up, so I'll see y'all later.